I kind of don't know how we're here already, but Western North Carolina, 1 year after Hurricane Helene, y'all aren't going to believe this, but we have the potential to get hit again. Yep, another hurricane headed this way. I don't know if we're ready. So we're going to be absolutely transparent here, but I did a video. Saturday was the 1 year anniversary since Hurricane Helene hit us here in Western North Carolina. We live outside of Asheville, and we are still trying to put together the pieces from what Helene did. And so the past few days, with talk about Imelda and everything going on and what's happening, I shared, some of the preps that we were doing to get prepared, and now we are squarely here. I am recording this. You're going to see this when all of this is happening, and kind of leading up into all of that. I know they're saying here over the next, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to kind of see all of this happening. And so I thought I would just, yes, update you all on what we're doing, but hopefully let this video go out there to be a blessing and a help to others, to show what you could be doing. Now, when we went through Hurricane Helene last year, which I've shared all about, you guys can see my update video and all of those wonderful things. I will link them all at the end for you. When we were coming up to that 1 year ago, we did the things that we normally do here in Western North Carolina to be prepared for a hurricane, okay? We did those things. What happened last year was unlike anything else. I mean, there was no way to be that prepared. Now, the thing that worries me is I did not realize how much PTSD our whole family has about storms until now, being back in hurricane season for the first time since. We've had a couple storms come through that weren't that big of a deal, but these are the first ones that are actually looking concerning. And everywhere out here, the grocery stores are bare, the gas stations are having to close because they're empty. Everybody is freaking out a bit, and that's not helping the situation. So we're trying to remain calm. I hear storms crackling all around us. This is crazy already. Trying to remain calm and encourage my children to remain calm. But I don't want to lose the value in the lessons we learned from last year. I want to take what we learned going through Hurricane Helene and think ahead and go, what are the things that I wish we would have done? What are the things I wish we would have known, or I wish we would have had, or I wish we would have whatever? How can I do better this time around? And how can I share that and pass that on, that maybe it can go out and be a blessing to someone else? So these are the things that I'm working on. Yes, there is some concern. I even saw there's some roads that have already washed out in Gatlinburg area. We've already got things that are kind of being closed down and looking a little iffy around us. There's a lot of areas in Asheville and even surrounding areas that, while they are up and operational right now, they're still incredibly, incredibly fragile. So even if Imelda comes through not like Helene did, which it is looking a little bit better, it's not going to take as much to cause a lot of damage because of how much is still just compromised from last year. And that's the part that really worries me, is even if it isn't as bad, which at first they were saying this could do the same thing Helene did, that was very nerve-wracking. This morning it's looking a little bit better, but yet we still don't know until it actually gets here. Here we are. These are the things that I have, my list that I've put together of, this is what we're getting done right here today. I'm going to explain it to y'all. I've got some things going. I'm going to go in and finish up my tasks, and then we're going to pray. We're just going to pray that the Lord is going to make this be exactly what we need to be. The first thing that we're making sure that we have charged and ready to go are our Jackeries. We were gifted a Jackery last year when we went through all of this. I've actually worked with Jackery directly this year. They are solar power stations, and I actually have a special discount code for you guys. I'll leave it down below, and it's still up and working, so you guys can totally take advantage of it. But Jackery makes some of the best products that you could possibly invest in to have some form of power backup regardless of what's going on. I think is something we all would be wise to do. We need to stop relying on the grid so much and have some sort of backup. So we do have Jackeries. I have a small little portable one. We've got the bigger one as well. And we have solar panels to go through that. You can plug it in, so like today while we have power, we're just kind of charging everything up. We have the solar panels ready for if everything were to go out Obviously, when it's stormy and there's no sun, that's not super helpful, but as soon as that clears up a little bit, we could recharge with the solar panels. Very, very thankful for Jackery. I also have a battery backup on my computer, so that way, if it were to go down, obviously I work from home and do all the stuff I do, I could still have some access if I really needed to. Of course, in, you know, super emergency situations, that kind of changes a little bit, but having backup power sources, so incredibly important. We are getting ours ready today. The second thing is all of our rechargeable things. Rechargeable lights. I have rechargeable candles. We have rechargeable, so many different things. Honestly, last year we really worked on that. We have little rechargeable fans. We have lots of little different rechargeable things that really do help out in that when the grid does go down, you do lose power. And so today we've kind of given the kids the task of going around and collecting up all of the rechargeable things and getting them charged up, full power, good to go. So in the event that something does happen, we have those things ready. These little candlesticks are my favorite. I actually have them just sprinkled all around the house. We found these after Hurricane Helene when we were having to go around every day and light candles because that was the only light that we had. I got these rechargeable ones and I absolutely love them. They are my favorite. I have them kind of just, we don't use overhead lighting in our house. We use a lot of like lamps and soft lighting. So we keep very natural to the rhythm that, you know, God has for us in his nature and kind of sticking with that seasonal rhythm. I love these candles. I have them, they're set on little timers with remote. So every evening they come on and then they go off, and it was just a cool ambiance for the house. But second part of that being is that if we lose power and we have no lights, having these little candles is a great way to just give some, like, you know, ambiance and glow in the house, kind of enough to light your way that you could walk around. And it just really is helpful while also feeling cozy. And so I absolutely love these, but just making sure all of these things are flashlights or candles, any little things that we can, everything is charged up and ready to go. The third thing that I actually shared about on Saturday with our big Helene update, which again, you guys can go watch that after this, was last year when Hurricane Helene hit, we had a pool, but we had just recently drained it because the pump had broken and the whole thing was getting gross. And I was like, this is ridiculous. We just need to take all of this down, get rid of it. Then Helene hit, we weren't expecting it. And it would have been really nice to have access to all of that water. This year, we have made sure to take care of all of that. So we've got our pool. It is filled up. The pump is running. The water is clear. You know, of course, we're not going to be like drinking that. But if we needed water to flush toilets, or even for anybody to need to get in and like wash their hair or something, instead of having to go to the creek like we had to do last year, it'd be really, really nice to just be able to hop in the pool. So we made sure the water is just clean and treated and everything's looking good. The pump is running, like leading up into Imelda being on its way up here. We just made sure that all of that is good to go, along with water and going around. And the storm is rolling. This is crazy. It is like, it's getting closer by the minute. These storms are coming, guys. This is just, I cannot believe 1 year later, we're like back in the same spot. But we've also refilled all of our, we have farm animals, we have sheep, we have ducks, we have chickens, we have dogs, we have all kinds of stuff. So we've refilled everybody's water. Everybody's got clean, fresh, everything. And we had extra water jugs. Everything has been refilled, topped off, good to go. So in the event that everything goes out here in the next couple of days, we have as much water as we can possibly held and on hand and ready to go. So filling up anything that you can with waters. I know a lot of people say even like take your bathtubs and fill up your bathtubs if you have them. We've just got shower pans, so that's not going to help us. But, you know, if you've got something that you can fill up and have on hand, that is a wise thing to do. Now, the next thing we're doing in preparation here for the potential, you know, impact on Western North Carolina with Hurricane Imelda is laundry, dishes, any of the things cleaning that need water, that need electricity. I'm making sure all of that stuff is done and taken care of now. I am hitting it hard. All the bedding's getting washed, all the clothes are getting washed, all the towels are washed, everything's done. These are things I try to stay up on anyways, but when the power goes out, we lose water, we lose everything, you know? And so trying to keep things clean and mold and mildew free is one of the hardest things to do. And it is why we lost most everything we lost last year with Hurricane Helene. And so this year going into it, I'm like, nope, we're making sure everything is done. It's going to be as caught up as it possibly can be. I know I can't, you know, solve everything, but I'm going to be as proactive as possible. How can I learn from what happened last year to be better prepared this year? Well, I'm going to make sure that all the laundry is clean, all the dishes are clean, everything that needs that water and that stuff taken care of it, we're going to get that done. And that leads me to my next point, which is just the house being tidied in general. I have been really busy this past week. We've had so much going on. I don't know if I've ever been go so much. Like, we have been traveling a lot lately. We've had a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do. So there's just general like untidiness in our house. And then the rain's been happening off and on. So then stuff's getting tracked in on the floors. And so cleaning every room really, really well, just giving it a real overdone, tidy. I'm making anything that I would need electricity for in case it goes out. Everything's getting vacuumed. I've got my Mop Robo, which is the best thing in the whole wide world. If you guys don't have one of these things, I'm telling you, they are a game changer. I've got that fully charged up. I'm mopping my whole house with it, so everything is good and scrubbed and clean. And then I have it fully charged. That way, if the power were to go out, I'd still have a full charge on that thing and it could still run even without it. And that's going to pick up any mess. It's going to scrub the floors really well, and it's going to take care of everything that it possibly can. So again, thinking of all the things that I wish I would have done last year, is I'm making sure that before all of this officially hits, even though I can literally see the storm systems moving in, I'm making sure the fridges and the freezers are completely cleaned out, completely ready to go. Last year when this happened, it caught us so off guard. We went for a solid week with zero power and then spotty power after that. We were rummaging through, we were digging through. We had a couple things on hand, like a couple days worth of stuff on hand, but nowhere near what we needed to have with what ended up happening with Helene. And so I just want to make sure that this year I'm being proactive in that. So instead of, if the power were to go out for an extended period of time, we're not necessarily in panic mode. What can we pull together? But I've kind of got an idea of what's in there. I'm cleaning stuff up. I'm tidying stuff up. I'm getting it ready just in case. And it's that just in case part of not allowing the fear of the unknown to take over and paralyze you, but being proactive and saying, Lord, we know you've got it. It's going to be what it's going to be. What can I do? How can I help myself along through the process with what you've put here before me and the resources that I have on hand? So yes, the house is getting tidied, but the fridge and freezer, we've got our main fridge and freezer, and then we do have like a little separate extra. There are 12 of us here on the homestead. So making sure that even in our extras and stuff like that, everything is clean and tidied and put together. Very, very important. The next thing I'm doing is I kind of just went down, you guys saw, I've done videos on it, but I started a prepared pantry this past year of just working ahead and not being so reliant upon the systems always being up and working and having the things that I need them to. And so I went through my pantries and the kids kind of went down and we just did a little bit of assessment. What is down there? What is still left? Are things tidied up? Can we find the things that we need? Is everything put where it's supposed to? Everything that we have in our basement, we have on shelving, so that way if the basement ends up filling with water, like it has done before, things are not immediately on the ground and getting ruined. They're at least lifted up, and if it were to get higher than that, we would, at least have a little bit of time to know and to work on that. And so making sure that things are where they're supposed to be, the things we need are there. Any last minute things that I had been like, ooh, we need to replace that or we need to do that, I'm just kind of checking my shelves to make sure, making sure that we have the staples. I have a camping stove. I want to make sure I have the propane for that. I want to make sure we have extra waters. We have our basic emergency kits. We have some canned meats and, just those canned things that you really need and would rely on. The things that are in the chest freezer are there and they're good. If I need to replenish anything, I can. So that way, if we had to pull from that in an extended power outage, we could. So the next thing that I know is kind of simple, but just wanted to state it specifically. I know we were charging like flashlights and candles and any of our rechargeable like household need things. We're making sure those were charged up and ready to go, including even like my Mop Robo, right? I'm making sure all the things that can be charged are charged and ready, but also making sure that all devices are fully charged and ready to go. Battery backups, anything like that, those are always great to have. Having something for your car that if you needed to charge something there, of course, having gas in your car, having some cash on hand, like all of those are important things. I've talked about some of those things in other videos as well that I will leave for you at the end. But we made sure, like, even the kids, I'm like, have everything charged. Even if you're not going to use it, having like your laptop charged is a great way to be able to charge your cell phone. So I might not be getting on my laptop if I'm in a situation where we're going through a hurricane again and all kinds of chaos is breaking loose. But if I can set that laptop in my car, plug a phone into it and charge it from there, that's a great way to help give me some connectivity that I might need in the event of something like that happening. Of course, it's always good to have the things like cards and books and things that you can do that don't require electricity or connectivity in any way, shape, or form. Those things are always important to have. But one of the big things that was a game changer for us last year going through this situation, and we want to make sure is ready for us this year, is having fire supplies. Last year, we are having to do absolutely everything Little House on the Prairie style, okay? We were having to collect the wood. We were having to dry the wood. Thankfully, my stepdad had just got us a new burn barrel that he had brought up. He found a guy that he was getting a burn barrel from. He got us one, and it was the MVP of our Hurricane Helene scenario last year. And so having that here, we've got the burn barrel, we've got the fire pit. We have grates that we can put over them if we need to be cooking over them. We have supplies ready for our grill if we're going to be using the grill. Last year, we were having to purify the water, boil everything, do all of that. And so having some firewood on hand, the burn barrel ready, right? Having these different supplies just there and ready to go really does make such a difference when you don't know what's going to happen. You can't be prepared necessarily for everything, but you can learn from the experiences that you've gone through before and be as prepared as you possibly can be for whatever might come next. So friends, that's what we are doing here, going through, getting everything cleaned up, charged up, ready to go, because I don't know what's going to happen. It does worry me. I've seen a lot of different weather people predicting a lot of different things and words that they've used, right? Terms that they've used specifically for Western North Carolina. It's worrisome. It really, really is. And even if everything goes okay, which I do not think what happened with Helene is going to happen again. I mean, that really was so crazy compared to what normally happens. We've had rain again leading up to there've been enough markers of things similar to what happened last year that definitely causes me to go, yikes, what is getting ready to happen? And really just knowing that our systems out here are still so impacted. We are not healed from Helene. There is still so much going on that needs to be fixed, worked on, taken care of. I mean, so many Band-Aids have been placed all over everything that these issues aren't actually fixed. They're not actually fine. And now having these storms popping right back up as the thunder is rolling all around me. I'm going to finish this and get inside. It's a little nerve-wracking. It really is. Seeing people panic already. I mean, so many things. For this storm, days ahead of time, so many things are sold out. So many things are missing. So many things are empty, right? People are really freaking out. And I feel so bad because I get it. I feel the feelings and trying to keep a rational mind on everything and then watching everybody panic around you. You just want to give everybody a hug and tell everyone it's going to be okay. I know it will. So taking these things, looking at the things and going, really just stopping and going, okay, last time, what do I wish I would have known that I could have done before we got there, right? Before September 27th happened in 2024, what were the things that I wish I would have known on the 26th, do these are going to be massively impactful. Having the Jackeries ready, having a pool full of water, filling up all the buckets, doing all the things, checking the fridges, making sure everything is clean, everything is charged. We're at least at this starting level grid. So if we need to go through, even a day or two of no power, no water, whatever, if that's what happens, we'll be prepared for it. If we have to go through longer than that, do I know I have stuff put aside that's going to really help that process and help see us through? Do I have some cash on hand? Do I have gas in the vehicles, right? Do I have those things that I know are going to be so impactful? All right, let's take care of those. And then Lord, we trust you that whatever is going to happen is going to be what happens. Help us through the process because it is scary and it does feel overwhelming. So for all of you here in the path of Imelda or any of the other storms that are coming up, that's why you've stumbled upon this video, I'm lifting you up in prayer. It can be overwhelming. It can be scary. It can be so much. I know all of us out here in Western North Carolina, even Eastern Tennessee, upstate South Carolina, parts of Georgia, we're going, y'all, we already did it. We can do it again. It's going to be okay, right? We're going to get through this. Lord, please, you know, may your grace and just spare us from what we went through last year, because it is scary. It is scary coming up to it. And again, I'm the most like everything's going to be all fine, optimistic, calm, you know, person. And looking at this and looking at some of the things, I'm like, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed. This is a lot. So I've got my list, checking it twice, doing the things, praying for each and every one of you. If you want to see more of our content about just the hurricanes and being prepared and all the different stuff, I will link it right up there. Anything you need, reach out, let us know. But Lord willing, it's all going to be okay. We got some fun things we're wanting to work on this month. So praying that the next couple of days just kind of flow smoothly. I'll see you all up there. Bye, friends.